What's up, everybody? We are back at it with another Hunter x Hunter power scaling live stream. Lighty, what's up, bro? What's up? Another Hunter x Hunter power scaling live stream today. Bromus, how you doing? How is everybody doing today, bro? You said first one here. Yeah, you were the first one here. Womack, what's up, bro? Tayshawn, what's up? Evil Gru, what's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? You said, really, when I'm about to sleep? No. Yeah, I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. How's it going, Icarus? Ahmed? Yeah, sorry, man. It's like lunchtime for me. How's everybody doing today, bro? How's everybody doing? Geekdo, what's up? What's up? All right. And as soon as we start, my cat's starting to box me. Give me 1 second. Before we get started, I'm going to put her in a different room so we can really lock in on this stream. You said Chrollo is your favorite character. Chrollo is goated, bro. Give me 1 second. Let me put Momo in a different room. I don't know what it is, bro. I was just talking to my mom about it. I was like, whenever I do, like, it's legit. She can tell when I'm about to do a live stream, bro. Because it's like, my cat will be just sitting here chilling next to me, not doing anything. She'll just be chilling. The moment I hit record, she just like changes and starts attacking me. I don't know what it is, bro. I was telling my mom, I was like, for some reason, every time I live stream, she just starts boxing me. I don't know what it is. Like, genuinely. My mom was saying she thinks like maybe it's because my cat can tell I'm not paying attention to her for a few moments or something. But like if I edit videos, she doesn't do this. But it's legit. If I'm recording things or live streaming, she starts trying to box me with her full strength. She's doing it right now as we speak. Here, just give me 1 second. 1 second. Momo, chill out with all these people here. Chill out, would you? Would you chill out? Would you chill out? Would you chill out with all these people here? Would you? Would you? Would you chill out? Would you chill out? All right, all right. Tyrone, what's up, bro? You said maybe because you're talking. It might be. I don't know what it actually is. But my cat, she can like instinctively tell when I'm recording something because she just starts trying to box. But all right, what's up, everybody? So today we're going to be talking about how strong is Chrollo. We're going to be going in detail about it. A bit of behind scenes information for you guys moving forward. The streams are not going to have music. I hope you guys don't mind, but it's just something that's going to be better for the channel. To be honest, like I have a lot of ideas I have that I want to implement. Okay. You guys in the chat, let me know what you think about this. But this is something I was talking to Restless Gambler about this. I was saying like I think it would be a good idea if I took like segments from my live streams, edited them up, added like anime clips over them, and then posted those as videos just to see if people would like that. I don't know if people would, but like, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. Because, like, I'm going to go in detail power scaling a lot of Chrollo stuff. And, like, the stream will probably be like an hour plus of just Chrollo scaling, but it's like there's certain pieces in it that I could just take and use in videos and stuff, or like turn into shorts and stuff like that. So I don't know. You said it's good without music? Okay. And also another thing, bro, is I adjusted my microphone settings so this should like the audio should sound more clear than normal. Like in my other live streams, there's usually like a little bit of like background noise. So I adjusted my microphone settings so hopefully it sounds better to you guys. But yeah, and it's like another fun fact, bro, is legit listen to all my own live streams too. Like I'll do the live stream and then I listen back to it and read all the comments. I do that for pretty much every single live stream. And there's so many times where I'm like, man, if I just took this 10-minute segment, that would be a solid video on its own. That happens so often. So it's like I want to start doing that, you know? Audio sounds nice. That's good, bro. You said you watch my streams more than my vids, so you don't really care. Oh. Yeah, and I was thinking it would be good for quantity. But anyways, yeah, today will be a pretty fun one. Just got to keep evolving with the channel. Oh, bro, one more fun fact before we get started in this power scaling stuff, bro. I've been on summer vacation for 45 days. This is day 45 itself, and I looked at how many videos I've uploaded. This one makes my 94th video since summer has started, bro. It's like 64 live streams. No, I think it was like 65 live streams or something like that. And then there's like 26 shorts and just 3 edited videos. That's everything I've posted over summer so far. So just got to keep going. Got to keep locking in. Just been pretty much doing nothing but YouTube, bro. Just doing nothing but this. So just got to keep working at it. And yeah, just keep going. So anyways, let's get talking about the actual power scaling. So when we are looking at Chrollo, he's been extremely powerful since the moment he was first introduced to the story, and he honestly has some of the craziest feats out of any like normal human being character in the entire manga. So here's something. Killua states that the greatest compliment an assassin can give to their target is to say that they're not getting paid enough to hunt this person down. That's like that's the biggest compliment they can give. It like highlights their strength, saying that like you're so powerful that even though I'm getting paid a grip of bread, it's not worth it because you're just that strong. Zeno states that even though he's with Silva, there's both of them together are still not getting paid enough for hunting down Chrollo. This implies that like for both of them, even working together, this is still a very challenging mission for them. And if you really analyze the battle, there's a lot of really interesting things that happen in this battle. Low key chat, an idea I have, like since you guys are here in the stream, I'll just tell you some ideas I've been having. I wanted to have a new series of videos, like you know how I do like Chrollo versus, well, like for example, I'm right now I'm writing Hisoka versus Chrollo is obvious, right? And that's like where I'm power scaling them together. I'm thinking of creating a new series called Is Genius. So it's like, for example, Killua versus Yuppie is genius. Chrollo versus Zeno is genius. And it's just me analyzing the series and analyzing the fight. And I wanted to use segments from the live streams to like at least build up parts of those. But I don't know. That's a new series I was thinking of. Anyway, talking more about Chrollo. If you analyze this fight, you actually get some really interesting power scaling information on like the difference between Zeno and Silva. So the entire fight, actually, you could make the argument that Zeno was actually carrying the fight because throughout the entire fight, Chrollo never lands a single attack on Zeno, actually. Throughout the entire fight, Chrollo never lands a single attack on Zeno, but he does land an attack on Silva. Also, Zeno does like the bulk of the damage in the intro portion of their fight. So like, here's the different attacks that end up happening. Chrollo blocks an attack from Silva here. Then Zeno appears behind him, hits him with an aura blast. And this aura attack burns his like suit jacket off. Also, like you see this cut on Chrollo's cheek in the right-hand panel. Silva was the one who cut him on his cheek as well. Like cut his face. And then like Chrollo dodges Silva's second attack and then cuts him with his poison knife. But Silva's just built so fundamentally different that the poison doesn't affect him, which is actually insane because he said 0.1 milligrams of the poison would paralyze a whale. We don't know how many milligrams of the poison he hit Silva with, but this could have been like many times what would be required to paralyze a whale, and Silva just tanks it like it's nothing, which is actually pretty insane. But yeah, like the reason I'm showing this is because it shows you that Chrollo lands an attack on Silva, but throughout the entire fight, he never lands an attack on Zeno. So you could use that as an argument to say that Zeno is a little bit more skilled. You could use that as an argument for that. Here's another thing that's a pretty interesting feat for Zeno. When he's charging up his like dragon attack, Chrollo says that the aura in his hand is like more powerful than Chrollo's aura defenses. He says he doesn't have the defense to guard against like a strike with this much aura, which is pretty interesting. But then Chrollo also gets like some hype here too, where Zeno's saying like, kill him even if you have to kill me in the process. So this is just more like highlighting Chrollo's power, that he's so strong they're willing to sacrifice themselves in order to defeat him. You don't do that against somebody that you're massively superior to. Like, that's showing you that at bare minimum he's relative to both of these guys, and the versatility of Chrollo's abilities is making it so like he's not only just relative to them, he's dangerous to both of them, right? So it's just a very fascinating fight in the series. Here's where it starts getting really crazy. Chrollo reveals at the end of this fight that one of his intentions was that he was trying to steal one of their abilities. It's debatable which ability you think he was trying to steal. My interpretation of it is that he was trying to steal Zeno's. He was trying to steal Zeno's ability, because he does have like some resentment towards Silva. But yeah. So, and one of the prerequisites for stealing people's abilities is that they have to be alive. And I think one of the other prerequisites is you need to get them to touch the book that Chrollo has in his hand. But yeah, Chrollo reveals at the end of the fight that like he wanted to steal their ability, like one of their abilities, which is a crazy thing to do. It's a massive handicap while he's fighting these guys, because basically he's fighting these two extremely powerful Zoldyck characters that are trying to assassinate him. And he's still like, you know what? I'm just gonna try and steal their abilities anyway. This is a big handicap, but I'll just try it anyway. Because he's actually just kind of a crazy person, to be completely honest with you. But it also hypes up like how powerful Chrollo is. He's so strong he can get jumped by these two Zoldycks at the same time while he's holding back, trying to steal one of their abilities, and he can still survive. Most characters, if you put them in this scenario, they're getting cooked like almost immediately. But Chrollo's so strong, he can not only hold his own, he can hold back a little bit and try to steal abilities and still live. Like, that's actually crazy. Another thing is like at this point in the series, Chrollo, he did not have the bookmark ability yet. So for him to use powers out of the book, he had to hold the book in one hand. Okay, so like this is actually kind of a nerf to the book. Well, it's just this is like a nerf isn't the right word. He just gets stronger later in the series, and we'll talk about that too. But at this point in the series, if Chrollo wants to use an ability, he can only fight with one hand because one hand has to hold the book. And despite that, Silva states like we don't know what he's capable of. Like they have no idea what's in that book actually. So in order to kill Chrollo, they might have to die themselves in the process, which is a crazy statement. He's saying like he's literally saying for us to kill Chrollo, we might both die in the process. That is an insane statement to say about somebody that you're 2v1 battling. It's showing you just like exactly how dangerous Chrollo is, and how versatile his power is. And on top of that, Silva has this line of dialogue where he says Chrollo improved a lot since last time. So that tells you that Chrollo like continuously gets stronger as well. And there's different ways you can interpret that. You could just say like he seems like he has more abilities now, or you could say that his overall skills and power and aura have all like improved since the last time he saw Chrollo. And we don't know if he like actually fought Chrollo. We just know that Silva in the past hunted down one of the Phantom Troop members, and then he saw Chrollo during that time. We don't know if they had a battle or not. But like Silva's just able to tell like this is a stronger version of the guy that I saw last time. Okay. Now another thing that's crazy is Silva goes in with this attack that we don't know if he was actually trying to kill both Zeno and Chrollo at the same time with this or not. But like Zeno did tell him, kill Chrollo even if you have to kill me in the process, and then he charges up this attack. So you could argue that he was trying to kill them both with this. And like Chrollo was leaning against the wall when this attack was thrown. And then you see in the right hand panel, this is like the result of what happened. Like the wall that they were leaning against is completely destroyed. This whole area is like decimated. But Chrollo and Silva both survived this, right? So the interesting thing is like, how did they both survive this? I guess that's kind of up for debate. I've seen different interpretations for what people say for like how did Chrollo and Zeno both survive this attack. some people think like maybe Zeno underestimated how powerful. Sorry, maybe Silva underestimated how powerful Zeno and Chrollo are. Maybe Zeno and Chrollo's defenses like stacked together. It's hard to say. But it also should be noted this is like the first like direct attack that Silva lands on Chrollo that he doesn't block. And Chrollo still just like survives it. So it's it's definitely interesting. It's definitely interesting. Then we get this line of dialogue from Zeno at the end of the battle, which is pretty interesting too. He says that like now that their client has been cooked, like they're not going to fight Chrollo anymore. And Chrollo says like they straight up say that he's not their target anymore. And Chrollo's like, "Are you sure you don't want to like finish me off right here, bro? Because you're not gonna get a chance like this again." Uh, Now Chrollo saying you won't get a chance like this again can be implied, can be interpreted in a couple different meanings. Like one, you could say that this is Chrollo saying like the next time you meet, next time we meet, I'll be even stronger than I am right now. And even if you guys both 2v1 jump me, I'm not going to lose. It's not going to end up like this. You're going to get cooked. Or you could just be saying, or he could be saying like, I will never allow myself to get 2v1 jumped again. There's different ways you can interpret it. But we do see after this fight, Chrollo does get like magnitude stronger. And we'll be talking about that pretty soon. And then we get the line of dialogue where Zeno just straight up admits that he could tell that Chrollo wasn't even trying to kill him throughout the fight, which is just like more insight into Zeno just having like really insane battle IQ and a lot of fighting experience. He could tell that Chrollo was like not going all out. Chrollo was trying to steal his ability. He could just tell intuitively, which is pretty wild. And then you see Chrollo acknowledging it in the bottom right hand panel where he says he knew. So it's pretty interesting. And then this is Chrollo just straight up admitting he was trying to steal their ability in the left hand panel. And then when we get to the Chrollo who's fighting Hisoka in chapter 351, this Chrollo is a lot stronger than he was back when he fought Zeno and Silva. Okay, he was a lot stronger than he was when he fought Zeno and Silva. He actually spent like more than 100 chapters doing nothing but prepare to fight Hisoka. And there's a lot of power scaling implications you can do with that, but I'm going to save a lot of those for my Hisoka versus Chrollo video, because like I don't want to spoil the stuff I'll say in that video here. But here and I'm also going to have another video where I in detail analyze every single piece of the Chrollo versus Hisoka battle, so that'll be coming out soon. But yeah, for here I'm just going to mainly focus on Chrollo's powers, okay? But something to keep in mind though is like Chrollo gets his Nen back at some point right after the Greed Island arc. You could even argue like he gets his Nen back before the Greed Island arc even finishes. You could argue that like around the time where Gon's fighting Genthru, Chrollo might have already gotten his Nen back by then. It's somewhere around there because I think it's the they get a Nen exorcist from Greed Island to remove his Nen. So it's like either right at the end of Greed Island or right after Greed Island, Chrollo gets his Nen back. And then he spends like all of the Chimera Ant arc and all of the election arc doing nothing but like gain more and more abilities and get stronger and stronger in preparation for fighting Hisoka. There's a lot I can say about that, but I want to save that for the Hisoka versus Chrollo video, so I'm just gonna save some of that. But against Hisoka, he uses a plethora of abilities all at the same time, and we're going to talk about them all here. So the first ability we see he's using is actually an ability from his Phantom Troop team member, Shalnark. It's Black Voice. And Black Voice is broken because you can use it to one-shot people with your needles. Like, as soon as the fight starts, that's what he does. He one-shots the referee and starts controlling him. That's it. So another thing that makes Black Voice dangerous, this Shalnark's ability dangerous, is the fact that like once someone knows you have it, you're constantly on guard of being one shot. That's something that Hisoka says. He starts the battle using this one shot ability so that I'll always be cautious and always be worried about getting one shot by it. What's up, Mako? How's it going, bro? Then he starts showing off more and more abilities as the fight goes on, and their dialogue is really fascinating. Like I said, I'm going to have a whole I'm making another video called Hisoka versus Chrollo is Genius, and that's going to be me analyzing every single thing they say, every piece of the fight, everything about it, and going like deep into detail about it. Um, so yeah, I don't want to do too much of that now, but like some of it is just very cool, and I want to mention it here. Like they have some dialogue in the right hand panel where like Hisoka's basically asking him, he's like, "Why are you explaining your abilities to me, bro? Like, don't be like that. Like, try your best to beat me." Because like in Hunter x Hunter, when you explain your abilities, that's actually giving a big advantage to your opponent. But Chrollo's starting the fight out, and he's just like rambling on, talking about what his abilities do, and Hisoka's like, "Bro, why are you doing that? Like, be more insistent on winning." And Chrollo's like, "Hey, but being stylish is part of the fight too." And then he's like, "But I plan to win anyway." And something that's interesting about this dialogue here is like as the fight goes on, it's revealed that Chrollo like lied about how some of his powers work. Well, it wasn't really a full-fledged lie. He just left some details out. And like him leaving those details out led to Hisoka like being tricked by a couple things. So it's kind of like there's a lot of mind games that are happening in the Hisoka versus Chrollo fight. It's like he's explaining his abilities, but he's leaving some details out so that like it like makes Hisoka drop his guard and not expect certain things. There's a lot of like layers to the fight. So I want to do a video just going in detail explaining everything. And low key chat, what I'm thinking I'll do, I might do it as a live stream first, just like this, have every single panel of the fight live stream version, analyze every single piece. Then I think I'll edit it down and then add a bit more power scaling to it and make it like an hour long video that way. That's going to be a big experiment. I don't know if I'll do it like that or not. I'm still thinking it through because I have it all written out as a script. And I'm like, I looked at it and I said, if I record this whole script, it's going to be like an hour and a half. So maybe I should just do it as a stream. I don't really know. I'm still figuring out how I'll do that one. But anyway, let's get back to talking about Chrollo's powers. Chrollo, he shows a second ability. It's called Sun and Moon. And he uses it to like blow up the referee. The referee honestly picked the worst day to be referee because as soon as the fight starts, he gets murked by Chrollo and Hisoka in their fight. Like, I want to analyze so many things about the fight, bro. I'm trying to resist doing it. But it's just like, this actually is my favorite fight in the whole manga. But, all right, I'll analyze it just a bit. But don't let me analyze it too much because I have to save it for the Hisoka versus Chrollo is genius video. But as soon as the fight starts, the ref gets hit by both of their abilities. Like, as soon as it starts, he hits him with the needle. And he's controlling him like a puppet, and Hisoka instantly like slashes him in half, like as soon as it starts. Then right after that, Chrollo blows him up, turns him into a bomb, and blows him up. So it's like he's just getting like decimated. He picked the worst day to be a ref, bro. Guru, you said, when is the Hisoka versus Chrollo video? So Hisoka versus Chrollo is obvious. I'll post that this weekend. That's the power scaling version. And then I am also making an analysis video where I analyze every single part of the fight. You guys in the chat, let me know if you want me to do that as a live stream first and then edit the live stream down, or if you want me to just not do it as a live stream at all and just do an edited video. But you should know if I do it that way, it will probably take like a little longer. So you guys let me know in the chat what you want. But if you want it as a live stream first and then I edit the live stream second, then I could do that like Sunday. So you guys let me know what you want for the analysis. But the power scaling is coming out this weekend. Anyway, let me talk about this power here. So the Sun and Moon ability, one hand has a sun on it, the other hand has a moon on it. And if he like hits you with these hands or like places these palms on somebody, it leaves a sun and moon symbol on them. And then if the symbols touch each other, it creates an explosion. So, and the strength of the explosion changes depending on how long Chrollo places his hands on the opponent. So if he just like touches them for a quick instant, it creates a small explosion, or like what happened to the referee here in the left-hand panel. But if he holds his palms on them for 3 to 5 seconds, if he holds his palms on them for 3 to 5 seconds, it creates a maximum level explosion that like decimates the opponent. Chrollo says here in the bottom left-hand panel, he says it would turn them into smithereens, bro. So it's just insane, bro. Miss, you're heading out. See you later, bro. It seems like people are saying live streams. Okay, I might do the analysis as a live stream then, chat. Might do the analysis of the. It's gonna be an experiment, bro. I'll be honest, I am nervous about it because like every one of my videos are like heavily edited. So I'm nervous if I do it as a live stream and then edit the live stream. I'm nervous that people will be like, bro, how come it's like not as edited as your other ones? But I'll be like, bro, it's literally an hour long, man. Please. But I don't know. I don't know. I'll just try something. But sometimes you just gotta like make experiments and try. So anyway, um, yeah. So that's Sun and Moon. If he places the palms on his opponents, and then it leaves a symbol, and if the symbols touch each other, it creates an explosion. Okay. Next, Chrollo starts listing off a list of other abilities here. So another ability he lists off is his bookmark ability. This is a new ability he himself created, really specifically to beat Hisoka, which is a lot. There is so much power scaling that I can say about this because it talks about how strong Hisoka is hand to hand. I'm resisting saying it, but because it's like I need to save it for the video. But like I'll just hint at it. He didn't develop this for Zeno and Silva, but he developed this ability that lets him use multiple abilities at once and can do improve his hand-to-hand combat skills specifically for fighting Hisoka. There's a lot you can say about that. I'm really resistant saying it because I need to save it for the video. But there's a lot you can say about like how powerful Hisoka's like versatility is in combat, how strong his improvisation is. Also, I don't know if you guys like the data book values or not, but like I was looking at Hisoka's data book values. He has like it says Hisoka's talent is in the same tier as Gon's, bro. I saw that. Like he's actually stated to be a greater talent than Killua. Hisoka is. Like the data books get a lot, like they're weird sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. But I saw that in the data books they have Hisoka as a higher tier than Killua in talent. And I was like, oh nah, that's crazy. But the data books, take those with a grain of salt. Bible first, dude, thank you for the donation, man. I really appreciate it, bro. You said, I wish I was that ref just so I could see. No way. Just that is actually such a wild comment, bro. Anyways, Chrollo in the chat says this fight is just one massive compliment towards Hisoka. It really is, bro. It really is. And yeah, and just to clarify, Neil, what I was saying is like Hisoka versus Chrollo is obvious. That one will be a normal power scaling video. But I have another one called Hisoka versus Chrollo is Genius, and that's just going to be an hour-long analysis of it. So that would be like an experimental video. I don't know if people would like it or not, but I want to just try it. Anyway, I just love this fight. So I'm sorry I keep going on tangents, bro. It's my favorite fight in the manga. Anyway, let me tell you why the bookmark ability is so cracked. So Chrollo says like he developed this just for fighting Hisoka. Low-key, this is a huge compliment to how strong Hisoka's hand-to-hand combat skills are. Because he's like, yo, I need to enhance these joints to battle this guy. But I'll leave that aside. But the bookmark ability, what it does is it lets you use, so for one, before he had, okay, there's just a lot of strong things about it. Let me take them one at a time. For one, it lets you use two abilities at the same time. Like he puts the bookmark down on a page, he can use the ability on that page, and he can use another ability on a separate page at the same time. So that's why it's called double face bookmark, because he can use two abilities at once when he's using the bookmark. Then Hisoka's like, okay, that's a pretty cool ability, but like technically, isn't it 3 abilities because the bookmark is also a Hatsu ability too? And Chrollo's like, well, if you really want to nitpick like that, it's technically 4 abilities because the book itself is also an ability. And he's like, you know what? I just explained to you like how I just explained to you how broken it is that I'm using 4 abilities at once, right? What makes it even better is now I don't even need to hold the book anymore when I'm fighting you. I can use 2 abilities with both hands completely free, which improves his hand-to-hand combat skills vastly. It improves his hand-to-hand combat skills vastly. That's what Chrollo says. And after listing off all 4 of these abilities that he's using at the same time, he's like, all right, with all that being said, I'm about to show you 3 more abilities. So that's what's just actually insane. Neo, you said, could he technically put the book down and still use the bookmark page? Yeah, I think actually what he's doing, so like, here's the thing. When he's fighting when he's fighting Zeno and Silva, it looks like he conjures the book like out of nothing. So what I think he does, um, I need to go back and watch the fight how it's animated to really see clearly. But what I think he does with the bookmark, he conjures the book, puts a bookmark in it, and then unconjures it, like makes it disappear, and then he can just use two abilities at once. Like he's using the ability where the bookmark is placed, and then he's using an ability on just like a completely random page that he wants to use, or just on another page, he says. So I don't know if it's a random page. He says another page. And then I think he like makes the book disappear after that. Um, so that way he can fight with two hands at the same time. He also has a line of dialogue saying like the reason why he developed bookmark is because he got Sun and Moon, and Sun and Moon needed him to use two hands at the same time. So that's why he developed bookmark. It's crazy. It's like he was getting more and more abilities to stack them together and combo them together. Because he's like, yeah, Sun and Moon, I needed, like, up until now, I was always fighting people with one hand. But then I got this ability that needed me to use both hands. So that's why I had to make the bookmark. So that way I can use both hands. And I just threw in there, hey, why not let me use two abilities at once? Like, it's crazy. And after listing all of these abilities, he's using four abilities at once right here in this bottom right panel. He's literally using four abilities at once. And he's like, all right, now I'm going to show you three more, okay? Like, this is one of my favorite moments in the whole fight, actually. Okay? But this is him just continuing to list off all these abilities that he got just for cooking Hisoka, okay? The next one he shows off is an ability called Order Stamp Proof of Humanity. And this ability, it combines really well with Shalnark's needle ability, because the Shalnark's needle ability, it controls humans, but the Stamp Proof of Humanity ability controls puppets. And like he talks about the differences of the abilities and explains like how they work together really well. And as the fight goes on, you see him like combine the two abilities to do like trick attacks on Hisoka that are really interesting. But he says like the needle, Shalnark's needle, it can only control two. He only has two needles, so he can control two people at a time, and he can give complex commands with those. But the stamp ability, it can only control puppets, but it can control a large number of puppets, but it can only give simple commands. So like using them together, he can think of like really interesting combinations, especially when you see like his last ability. I'll come back and explain that too. But yeah, he then shows like how he's combining these abilities together. Like he's literally in this one fight against Hisoka using about 7 abilities at once. Anyway, the next ability he shows, this was one I just showed you, was ability number 5. This one's ability number 6. This is Divine Left Hand, Demonic Right Hand, where he this is just Kuratopi's ability from the Phantom Troop, his team member's ability. He took this one too, and it lets him clone people, right? And the interesting thing about like how the stamp ability works is that when he creates a clone, the clone is considered a puppet. So he creates clones of people, and then he stamps them with Order Stamp Proof of Humanity. Then he can control the clones as if they're puppets. And an interesting thing about the stamp ability, with these puppets, when the original owner of the ability made puppets and would put stamps on them, in the original owner's mind, he thought to himself that if a puppet has its head removed from its body, it's no longer a puppet and it's considered broken. This was like the original owner of the ability's mindset. He's like, if the puppet gets its head removed, it's not a puppet anymore and it's just considered broken. So if you command the puppet to break somebody, all the puppet will do is try to rip their head off. And like you see that like every single puppet that tries to fight Hisoka, it's like reaching for his head, trying to rip Hisoka's head off. And the puppet breaks. Like if Hisoka rips the puppet's head off, then the puppet like breaks as well. Okay. And then the puppet stops taking commands after that. So you'll notice like the entire fight, Hisoka's just ripping the puppets' heads off the entire time. Or like if you pay really close attention to how Hisoka fights these guys, the first thing he does, he either rips their head off or he chops their arms off, because that's all they can do is try to rip your head off. So like if he rips their arms off, they can't like do that to him. And then if he rips their head off, they just stop working. So it's interesting. But Chrollo also has a line of dialogue where he's like, if I just told them to fight you, then the puppets would replicate like the original person's fighting style. So like this referee is not a fighter. He would just run in there and like fight in his own personality if I just said fight. And he said sometimes people with strong personalities, if he tells their clone to fight, they just don't even listen to him. So he said the simplest command is to just tell them to break people because they all do the exact same thing that way. Bible First, thank you for another donation, man. I really appreciate it a lot, bro. You said gallery fake, so I have 1,000,000 copies of troop members. Order stamp all to attack Netero alongside real troop members. That's how we beat Netero. So that in theory that might work. I don't know. So here's like a question I have about gallery fake. I don't know if you can make multiple clones of one person or not. You might be limited to just one clone of a person, but I think Chrollo can make multiple clones of buildings. But it's hard. I'm not 100% sure if they can make like 100 clones of just one person. It might be like one person can only be cloned one time. I'm not exactly sure. So I'd have to look into that. But the puppet is a strong ability. Like this is a strong ability because like the puppets don't stop moving even if they're like crushed. You could crush them, but they'll still just like keep dragging towards you like a zombie. You have to remove their head in order to beat them. So, but yeah, if there is like, I don't know what the limitations to gallery fake actually are. Like maybe you can make 100 clones of one person, or maybe it is just one clone per person. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to analyze that more closely. Throughout this fight, though, it seems like Chrollo's only making one clone of each person is what it seems. But you could just make an argument that that was like a choice that he made. It's interesting to think about. So I'd have to look into that and like look at how Chrollo uses the ability more too. But I'd say it's possible. It's possible. Especially when you see like how he combines it with Sun and Moon, which I'm going to get into in a moment. Like if you made like let's say he could in theory make 100 clones, and then put Sun and Moon stamps on all of them, that could be an issue. Anyway, where was I at now? That was ability number 6, I think. Okay, yeah, that was ability number 6. And then Chrollo gives this line of dialogue saying like one of his favorite things is like learning about how people think when he steals their ability. Next, I'll explain ability 7. Just give me one sec. Yo, Professor Fiction, what's up, bro? How you doing? You said stronger than Zeno, weaker than Hisoka. Honestly, bro, I want to agree, but I don't want to spoil what I'm gonna say in the can I just say it? I don't want to spoil because I wanna like talk about that a lot, Professor Fiction, but I'm also just making this Hisoka versus Chrollo video and I like don't want to spoil everything I'm gonna say. Just know that I want to say about 5 minutes worth of stuff based on what you said, and just know that I really like that comment. That's all I'll say. Hold on, I'm gonna I just don't want to spoil my like the things I'm gonna say in the video. Hold on, I'm gonna let my cat back in here because she's crying outside my door. Hopefully she she doesn't box me again. Just give me 1 second and I'll explain ability number 7. All right, just 1 second. All right, you gotta relax in here. I'm trying to talk to these nice people about Chrollo. You understand, Momo? Do you understand? We'll see if she starts boxing me again. All right. Yeah, Professor Fiction. Yeah, we can talk on Discord. We can talk on Discord for sure. But thanks for joining the stream, bro. I appreciate it. You guys should all check out Professor Fiction's channel. He makes some really cool, like, One Punch Man scaling, and he does Hunter x Hunter scaling too. He's honestly scaled a bunch of different series, so check out Professor Fiction, bro. He makes really good content. He knows his stuff really well. But okay, so now this is Chrollo's 7th ability. It's called Convert Hands Transfer Student. And honestly, I never really see people talk about this ability. because like this one isn't really a like power based ability. It's more just 100% designed to trick people, and it's honestly just really strong when you combine it with all these other broken abilities that Chrollo has. So what Convert Hand Transfer Student does is if he and honestly, like I get confused with like which hand does what. like because if you look at the drawings, like look at the panel on the right, when you see Chrollo's right hand and Chrollo's left hand, the right hand is an upward facing arrow that's black, and then the left hand, Momo, no bro, she's jumping near the mic, chat, no. Oh no, I don't want her to mess up the sound. Momo, get away from the mic, please. You gotta get away from the mic, buddy. Chat, can you guys still hear me? Can you guys still hear me? Hopefully she didn't just unplug it. Yo, can you guys still hear me, chat? Let me know in the chat if you can still hear me. Because my cat just jumped like on the microphone cord, bro. Can you guys still hear me? Nah, you can't hear me? Oh, no. Yo, chat. Can someone in the chat let me know if you guys can still hear? Wait, hold up. Let me leave a message. Yes, you can't. What? Okay, yes, you can hear me. Okay, good. All right, let me keep going. So, yeah, I get confused which hand exactly does what, because it's like hold on, do they have the colors matching exactly? Okay, it looks like they do. So it says the right hand. Let me just explain it simply, then we'll go in depth. Basically, he can make people he can change appearance with another person. So like if he touches someone with the right hand, he makes that person look like him. And if he touches somebody with his left hand, he makes that person look like himself. Wait, no, he makes himself look like that person. Wait, Bible, I missed your first dono comment? What? No way. No, that was no, I read it. I read it where you said you wish that you were the ref just so you could experience the bungee gum. Yeah, I read that one. Yeah. Oh wait. Oh no, I missed another one. Did I? Oh, I did. I did. My fault. You said and if any two of wait, and if any two get to him, full. Yo, I don't think I can say that. Um, yeah, but thank you for the donation, bro. Thank you. Yeah, sorry I missed that donation. My fault. I'm sorry about that. Um, but anyways, so let me explain this. So the right hand, if he hits you with his right hand, he makes you look like him. And if he hits you with his left hand, he makes himself look like you. But if he hits you with both hands at the same time, you guys just instantly switch forms. Like you instantly look like Chrollo, he instantly looks like you. And the only way you can tell who the real Chrollo is the real Chrollo always has palms on his hand, even if he's disguised himself as somebody else. So this is where he starts getting really broken, bro. Like this is where like this fight borderline becomes unfair because like and I'm not I have to save a few things for the analysis video, so I won't explain it all. But when you have an ability like this and you're fighting in a crowd, it's almost impossible to tell who Chrollo is. Because all Chrollo has to do is hide his palms, and that's something he does throughout the fight. Like he keeps his hands in his pockets and stuff. So that way you can pretty much never tell who the real Chrollo is. Especially like imagine you're fighting Chrollo, you're fighting like 100 puppets at once, and any single one of those puppets could actually just be Chrollo in disguise. You can't tell unless you see his palms, and he's covering his palms. And then let's say you finally get to Chrollo, but he's covering his palms too, and it turns out it's just another puppet. Like it's a huge mind game that he plays throughout the fight. And then he has this line of dialogue on the left where he says, all of this is just to defeat you, which is crazy. It's truly crazy, bro. It's truly crazy. Phantom Way edits, you said, how does Chrollo have the memory capacity to remember all his abilities? Castro couldn't even manage to. True, bro. I mean, Chrollo is a genius, man. Like, I think he's like a parallel to Karapika, really. I think Chrollo is like a very strong parallel to Karapika because they both have powers that steal each other's abilities, and they're both specialists as well. And they're both just like super geniuses. Like, I don't just mean in terms of power. I mean in terms of like actual intelligence. Like, they're both just extremely smart. So I think Chrollo is like a parallel to Karapika. And like another interesting thing is like the way Chrollo prepares for Hisoka is low key, kind of how Karapika prepares for like Uvogin. It's kind of similar, but I think there's a parallel between Karapika and Chrollo that like is definitely not spoken about enough. They're both just like mega genius specialists. Um, but a big difference between them is like Karapika risks his own life to get power, but Chrollo will like risk other people's lives. That's like the difference really. But oh, Fiction, that's true, bro. You said Chrollo didn't need to create the abilities. Castro literally needed to learn to create another person. That is true too. Like the only like out of all these plethora of abilities, I think the only one that Chrollo created was the bookmark. Yeah, he says it right here. He says the bookmark comes with the book. It's my own ability, not stolen. Or actually, hold up. This is kind of debatable. Like maybe he's saying that the book is his own ability and the bookmark is stolen, or maybe he's saying that the bookmark and the book are both unique. What do you guys think in the chat? Do you guys think he created the bookmark or did he steal the bookmark too? Let me know in the chat what you guys think. Did he steal the bookmark or did he like create the bookmark? I think he created the bookmark. Because wait, he says the bookmark comes with the book. So, and we know that the book is his own ability. So I think the book and the bookmark are his only two unique ones. Everything else is stolen. This bro is legit Kakashi for real. This bro is legit Kakashi. Like the book and the bookmark are his straight up are his lightning blade. Everything else is stolen, bro. So he's just different. But yeah, this line of dialogue, you can power scale you can do so much scaling, especially if you analyze like the words Hisoka saying. I want to say so much more, but I'm just trying to save it for the video, bro. I'm trying to save it. Fiction, you said he says he created the book so he can use abilities with two hands. True. True. Okay, so oh yeah, and then the other thing I didn't even mention is on top of all of this, he's literally using 7 abilities at once against Hisoka. And one of them is a post-mortem Nen ability. It's the Sun and Moon. The Sun and Moon ability, it's post-mortem Nen. So like now, how the Nen ability evolved is like once he places the Sun and Moon marks on somebody, they never disappear until they explode. Like the person just becomes a bomb forever. It's so like that is a scary power. Like if Chrollo ever touches you, he just makes you a bomb forever, bro. Like that's crazy, bro. That's such a like terrifying post-mortem net. I don't think people really like think about that enough. How actually broken Sun and Moon is. If Chrollo ever touches you one time, he makes you he turns his opponent into a bomb for life. Like that's insane, bro. Yo, Juan, what's up, bro? I need to make Juan a mod real quick. Let me see if I can do that from here. Let me see. Can manage block where can put on people on timeout. All right. Now you guys better be nice to Juan. Juan now has moderator power. Juan, you've been evolved to mod, man. I've been meaning to do that for a minute, but I forgot. Fiction true. Only if the Sun and Moon collides, but like imagine that. Like someone just has to be on guard of that for their whole life, bro. Like that's awful. That's terrible. Like fighting Chrollo is literally a nightmare. Like you would never want to fight him ever because if he places his palms on you one time, he turns his enemy into a bomb forever. Like he says that he doesn't say that there's a time limit. He says they can't be removed. You would probably need like a Nen exorcist. You would probably need a Nen exorcist to do it. Okay. Um. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so that's crazy. And then he starts combining it with his other abilities too, which gets even crazier. I'll talk about that in a second. Um. But yeah. Anyways, man, I'm really resisting doing a lot of power scaling stuff here. But despite Chrollo having this like insano style, massively elaborate plan, Hisoka still lands 2 attacks on him. Hisoka still clocks him twice. Bible first, thank you for the donation again, bro. I appreciate it. California, I'm not sure what that is, but thank you for the donation, bro. Um, but yeah, even with this insano style, massively elaborate plan, Hisoka still lands 2 attacks on him. There is some debate about whether or not he let himself be hit by this, but like some of the dialogue they say afterwards leads towards me thinking like these were legit the only real hits Hisoka gets in the whole fight. I gotta do the analysis video talking about everything in the fight like soon, bro. Maybe I'll just do it tomorrow. If I posted the analysis video before the power scaling, would you guys be mad at that or not? Anyway, yeah, look at this. Like, this is Hisoka hitting him twice, despite like all of this massive planning, all of this stuff he put together. This is the real Chrollo, by the way, too. It's revealed that later that this is the real Chrollo. Also, you see him holding the book too. Um, also, like, bro, there's so much stuff I want to say that I'm trying to not say, just because I don't want to spoil stuff. But like, Chrollo was switching appearances with other people during the fight. That's why he's wearing different clothes. Like he was hiding throughout the fight too. A lot of crazy stuff was going on. I'm gonna have to say that I have to save it. Okay, I don't want to like spoil it all. But here's something else that Hisoka finds out as the fight's going on. This was a step in Chrollo's powers that he never explained to Hisoka that like throws Hisoka off a little bit. He marks his puppets with the sun and moon ability. So he turns the puppets into bombs too. But something that Chrollo never explained is that when the puppets get marked by sun and moon, the puppets don't vanish even after Hisoka breaks them. That's something that he didn't tell Hisoka. Like when he was explaining all of his abilities, like and was explaining Sun and Moon, he never said that the puppets don't disappear. Hisoka figured that out after killing this puppet. This was a puppet that was disguised as Chrollo, by the way. He thought it was the real Chrollo. Kills this puppet, and then turns out it was like a person that he made look like Chrollo, and it was a like it was so many different layers to it. So I think what Chrollo did was I think he made a puppet of a person in the audience. Then he like made that puppet look like himself and was like giving him commands. And then Hisoka kills that puppet and then finds out the puppet had a sun and moon mark on it, and the puppet doesn't disappear even after like Hisoka killed it. There's a lot of mind games. It's either this is a puppet with the sun and moon stamp or this is a person with the sun and moon stamp. It gets so confusing, and there's just so many different layers to it. But like this throws Hisoka off a little bit because like if you look at the right hand explanation, this is what Hisoka was told Chrollo was doing, but the left hand explanation is what Hisoka realizes like were the extra steps that Chrollo left out. This is also showing you like how insanely high Hisoka's fight IQ is, because like Chrollo left these details out, and him leaving these details out like messes up like how Hisoka plans to battle him. But Hisoka figures it out like mid-fight. It's just crazy. And the entire fight, I don't even think it lasted that long. It was a very quick fight, honestly. But yeah, that's the last panel I had, just talking about like how strong Chrollo is. So honestly, my assessment, I'm not gonna put Hisoka into it because I want to save that for another video. But I would say Chrollo, York New City Chrollo, I have him. He's extremely relative to Zeno and Silva, and like Nick, thank you for the donation, bro. You said why not analysis stream right now? I gotta record the Hisoka versus Chrollo video next. True Fiction, you said Hisoka considers Chrollo his dream match even after meeting Razor. Very true. Very true. That puts him like, yeah, he views Chrollo as on a more impressive level than Razor. But where I have Chrollo, he's So if you're lowballing him, he's just like, let's talk about York New Chrollo, and then we'll talk about the Chrollo that fought Hisoka. So the York New Chrollo, if you lowball him, he's just relative to Zeno and Silva. But I think like a more accurate interpretation of him is that he's stronger than either one of them individually. Like, if you're highballing it, you could say he's like equal to them in strength if they're combined. Like those two together, he's like equal to them if you're highballing him. But it's like certain things kind of back that up just because he's capable of, like, they themselves are saying like we'll have to sacrifice our lives in order to kill him. But I would just say that's like a highball interpretation that he's equal to both of them together. I actually think if you're just really asking me what do I think he's above Zeno but a little below Silva. I think like Silva's stronger than Zeno but less skilled. And I think he's above Zeno but slightly below Silva in York New. But by the time he has like all these postmortem Nens, like by the time he has all of these new abilities here, this version of Chrollo would beat Silva too. Like he's just above both of them. And you could even argue he's above them by like a pretty decent margin now. And then even if you take away the abilities that were given to him by Shalnark and Koritopi, I say he's still above Zeno and Silva. Just by having postmortem Nen and having a bookmark ability and being able to use multiple abilities at once without holding the book, like he's just broken. And his combat skills were so great that he was fighting Zeno and Silva at the same time with one hand holding the book, and he could still fight them both. But now he doesn't need to hold the book, and he can use twice as many abilities. He's absolutely insane. I have him above Zeno and Silva individually now, even if you take away Shalnark and Koritopi's book. I mean, Shalnark's ability and Koritopi's ability, I still have Chrollo now above both of them. And when you consider that Silva says that Chrollo improved since the last time he saw him, that like backs that up even further, that like Chrollo just like keeps getting stronger. But I gotta save the Hisoka scaling for a little bit later. But yeah. I don't know if I might take like a clip from this live stream and use it as a short, maybe. I might do something like that because I make these live streams and I look at channel, like that's pretty much everything for the Chrollo scaling. Now I'm just going to get into like a Hunter yapping mode for a little bit here. I watch people like Penguin Z0, and something I see him do is he does live streams and then he just like takes like 10 minutes from a live stream, yaps in front of it for about 30 seconds, and then makes it a new video and gets 1 million views off it. It's so wild. He does it every day, bro. And so I just think to myself, maybe I should like just try doing that. Like in this whole thing, I probably had like a solid video in here that I could just put together. If I added background music to it, add some anime clips on top, give it a little intro, I could make a video, like 2 videos out of just this one stream if I really tried. I just don't know if people would like it or not. But I might try it. Because the biggest thing that holds me back, chat, is just I don't post enough edited videos, bro. Pain, sorry, man. I'm not doing debates on this one. I'm not doing debates today. I was actually thinking I might take a break from debates for a couple days. You said I should do a hot take stream where I just drop your most unshared Hunter opinions. Maybe I will. Maybe. Repurposing content for people who miss streams would be good. That might be a good idea, bro, because my streams get like 1/10 the views my videos do. So maybe I should try it. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but yeah, I adjusted my mic settings, so like this stream should sound the clearest out of all the streams I've done. Like I was listening to my mic, like how I adjusted it. I'm like, man, I wish I had done every single stream like this. But yeah, I'm not gonna have music in the background anymore. They're just gonna be like me yapping like this, and I adjusted the mic, so I think it'll just genuinely sound better. Like, and it also just gives me options to like make more videos out of it. But I don't know. Chat, you guys give me some ideas. Would you guys want to see me take like a chunk from this debate? I mean, a chunk from this stream and edit it, add some anime clips on top of it, add like a minute of scaling to it and turn it into a video? Would you guys actually want to see that? Because I'm thinking like, what could I do? I could just make a Chrollo is overpowered just from this. Like I do want to post a video called Chrollo is overpowered anyway, but I kind of want to give it proper justice. Because chat, you guys let me know what you would prefer, because I could make a video called Chrollo is overpowered, where I write a script to it and I go in detail, say pretty much like 40% of what you heard here, but I would like condense it into 10 minutes. That's option one. Or I just take like about 10 minutes of stuff from this and edit it and then make that the Chrollo is overpowered video. I would probably add like a minute of additional stuff to it anyway. Scotty, you said, I don't see why not. Snailium, you said, if the effort isn't too great, yeah, sure, but don't burn yourself out. Kyle said, that sounds fire. Okay, so it sounds like people like the idea of me like taking these streams, editing chunks out of it, and just adding more stuff to it. I'll try it at least once. I'll try it at least once because I want to just get more content out. Like, bro, we're just in the Hunter x Hunter yap session portion now. So now I'm gonna yap about some YouTube stuff, bro. Like I was telling you at the start of the stream, I wrote down the numbers of like exactly what I've posted since my summer break started. Here's the numbers, bro. So today, like I wrote all of this. Today is day 45 of summer. Counting this one, I've posted 65 live streams, 25 shorts, and 3 edited videos. And I realized when I wrote all that out, I'm like, dang, my edited videos, I like never post them. So I need more of those. Like I'm doing good on shorts, I'm doing good on live streams, but my edited videos, it's not happening enough. And it's like, chat, I'm gonna just be transparent with you, bro. The reason it holds me back is because I get burnt out. I'll edit a video and I'm just burnt out afterwards. I'm like, man, I don't want to look at Premiere Pro again for like a week, bro. It's like I get burnt out editing. But like if I'm just editing down streams, I think that would be easier. Yo, Dave, you said it's the meta for YouTubers right now. Chad, I might give it a try today then. I might try it. But I might need to post the Hisoka versus Chrollo is obvious video first because I told people I would, and they're like looking forward to that. So I might need to post that one first before this, but I will experiment with it and see what people say. Eric, you said you liked the Night Rain runs. I like Night Rain too. Chad, if any of you guys are into Night Rain, bro, playing on PlayStation 5, let me know in the Discord. We can run some Night Rain tonight. But all right, chat. I think that's it for this stream. I got to get to work on more stuff. Inverse, you said hire a quality editor. I am looking for one, bro. Momo can learn Nen and unlock an edit ability. Bro, Momo, you hear that? You work on that Nen ability, Momo. Gaming stream tonight. Yeah, I'll probably play Night Rain. I've been enjoying Night Rain, bro. It's fun. But all right, chat. That's it for this stream. I got to work on some other stuff. I gotta work on the Hisoka versus Chrollo video. And bro, I might edit. You never know. You might see a Chrollo is overpowered video pop up soon, and it might be some highlights of this with a little extra added. You never know. You never know. But all right, chat. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you guys for the donations. Moving forward, I'm gonna be doing a lot more Hunter x Hunter streams. I was talking about it yesterday, but I did the last like Zoro stream that I'm gonna do for quite a while. The streams just were not doing as well as my Hunter x Hunter streams. I loved talking about Zoro, but I'm like, I gotta just be smart about this. They're getting like a fifth of the views that my Hunter x Hunter streams get. So I need to focus on Hunter x Hunter streams for a while. And I'm also going to experiment with a Toriko stream maybe on Sunday, just because that's a personal favorite manga of mine. I love the power scaling in it, so I want to do a quick like power scaling Toriko stream. If it doesn't do that well, then I might put it to members only, but we'll see. But all right, guys, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the comments, and I'll see you guys.